The slides are still given to you. Okay, the slides are still given to you, and you can go through the slides, but I may fall out of the slides because now that I'm engaging you, the sharing may flow slightly differently from the slides. Okay? And the idea here is to make it easier for you to follow. Okay. So I'm looking at the slides, I think I'm going to fall out soon. This is moving a bit differently. And I want you to have this understanding because the creator is a little bit different. You are going to teach. Some of you are going to teach. Others are going to inspire. So it is good for you to understand how the Dhamma propagated by the Buddha, how it unfolded, to explain certain why the teaching was conducted in that way. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of history lesson here now. We're going into this. These are the concepts. Today I'm not going to one by one explain concepts. We don't have time for that. But these are the concepts. 4 Noble Truths, 3 characteristics. I want you to put up your hand to get a sense of how much you do know. 4 Noble Truths, that concept, you know? Hands up. Okay, very good. 3 characteristics, you know? Anicca, impermanent, dukkha, anatta, soullessness. You know? Any one of you have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. You have gone through Samadhi Vihara already, so you are good to go. Okay? You're good to go. 5 aggregates. Anyone? You all know? 6 sense bases. Okay, Paticca Samuppada, depending on origination, you probably not very familiar. Not important here. Okay, not important. But you hear the word conditional, conditional, conditional. That's all you need to know. Okay? And then Nibbana, I'm sure you haven't experienced it yet. But who knows, maybe today. This is where I divert a little. Later on, I'll just pull out the slides, but just follow me as I explain it. Okay? When the Buddha, when he was first enlightened, are you all familiar with that story? He was enlightened, then he scanned through the list of people whom he knew that he could teach the Dhamma to. You familiar with that? Yeah. Okay, you like think very hard. So I want you to imagine, you imagine your Buddha, okay? Try. You imagine, you work 6 years. 6 years, got no pay, no bonus, no vacation. Okay, you work very hard for 6 years. Finally, you got it. You knew. Enlightened. You knew. Okay? Now you're going to open doors, start business. You're going to teach. You can unveil to the world. Okay, I know the story, but you don't forget about that. Sapati, all that. You decided you're going to teach. Okay? And now you are scanning, because this is the first time you're going to unveil the Dhamma. First time you're going to share your finding. Would you be very careful who you select? Yes. Because you want it to work, right? Yeah. You select some akal, amiao, and you go there, you teach, and nothing happens. Dhamma ends on the day it was unveiled. Cannot. What kind of a story would that tell, right? You cannot. So the Buddha knew he had to be very careful whom he select to be his first students. And he went for high bar. He went for the meditation master. So you must remember, the first thing he went for were meditation masters. Right? 7 jhana, 8 jhana kind. Aya, see liao. Literally, they died. They already died. So he said, oh, let's do this one. Alara kalama. Then, oh, Buddha, see liao. Now you don't know what happened. Buddha jangan lama puta. Oh, also see liao, yesterday. Then he landed on the 5 ascetics. Yes, you remember the story? 5 ascetics. Why did he select these 5? You must ask yourself. Always when you're looking at Dhamma, you're all teachers. Eventually, some of you are going to be teachers. You always ask yourself, why? Why? What? The first question is what? What is it? Why? How? So what? Those are your 4 key points, your frame to remember. What is it? Why like that? How do we take it from there? So what? The bottom line. What does this mean for all? What refers to the facts, the data? What is it? And so on, okay? I don't want to belabor that. Now, the Buddha chose these 5. So you ask yourself, why these 5? Because they have little dust in the eyes. You all know this. Actually, there are more. Because they believe in karma already. Because their mind leans towards the wholesome. They are learning restraint. That's why they see him no up. He ate 1 grain of rice, they all see him no up. They are all into the restraint. They are into moral restraint, fellas. Okay? Very good practitioners. So he went after people. His first lot of people that he chose to teach Dhamma to were practitioners who had moral restraints, who already knew that there is such a thing as dukkha. They were already looking for liberation. They just haven't found it. So he was looking for like-minded people who share his views. You don't go teach Dhamma to people who are still very caught up and don't agree with you. You're going to be very vexed. Learn from the Buddha, right? You're supposed to be inspired by the Buddha. Buddha chose wisely. Okay? Buddha chose people who were ready to hear. They may have a bit of issue with him, but they were ready to hear. They were prepared to hear. So he went towards them. And imagine, you all must imagine your Buddha. No, you walk so many 100 miles, you walk. Then you got there. Hello, the 5 of them, you were very happy, right? Okay, of course he didn't do it like that lah. He's obviously more serene, right? More stately, right? He got there, he sat down, and straight away, he didn't like, let's take water, wash my feet a bit. He didn't. He sat down, listened, and he started. What did he start with? What was the first teaching he taught? Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? It was captured in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Turning of the wheel of Dhamma. That's the first one he taught. Which must then tell you that's the most important teaching. The entire 45 years built around this teaching. Remember that. The entire 45 years of missionary work was built around Dhammacakka, different aspects, different emphasis, depending on the audience. Okay? And what is the Dhammacakka? What's the key first starting line? Anybody remember? There are 2 extremes. 对不对? Instead, we must go for the middle path. And therefore, it is the Eightfold Path. So what is the key starting point of the Dhamma is practice. Is rewiring. Foremost transforming of the mind. Practice. And the practice must come changing you in 3 fundamental ways. Because it's Eightfold Path, the Eightfold Path is broken into wisdom, morality, samadhi. So he was basically right at the word, boom, middle path, avoid 2 extreme, middle path, Eightfold Path. That's the start point. So if there's nothing you learn, this is the one thing you must remember. It's the path. Okay? And the path starts with wisdom. So he said, the first thing you need to correct, he said, I'm putting it in English, not in the Pali version, it flows. The first thing you need to get right is you need to rewire the way you see the world. I repeat, the first thing you need to do, you have to rewire the way you see the world. You must change your sanya. He didn't say it like this, but this is what it means. Rewire. Why? Because the first thing he said, right view. View. What is view? Ditti. View, which translated sometimes as understanding. But to be more accurate, because it's not one English word that can explain, so I'm trying very hard to explain to you this. Okay? You have to bring it all the way to the beginning. The way we respond to the world is how we see the world. If I see, let's start with something very simple. If I see the world as benign, if I see the world, my assumption, the world is helpful, that when I'm kind, they are kind, how would you act? Kind. Your instinct will be kind. Your instinct will be understanding. Your instinct, you will start from that, I will assume you have good intention. 对不对? Correct? If you see the world as benign, you automatically, instinctively will approach a random stranger with a smile. But if you see the world as malign, unfriendly, hostile, when you look at the stranger, you will, hello, 会不会? Are you really doing it like that? You'll be, hello, hello. Very different. So from the way we perceive the world comes the way we respond. So that's why the Buddha say the first thing you need to rewire is view, how you see the world. And what is right view? Do you remember right view? He says the right view is the Four Noble Truths. That's where everybody like, okay. Actually, the right view, going by that, the first one is dukkha, dukkha. The right view is dukkha is a given. Dukkha, suffering, dissatisfaction, a sense of bosong. Okay, dukkha is a given. The noble truth of dukkha, that's the first one, right? Actually, what it means is dukkha is a given. The sense of dukkha, unfortunately, is how we will all experience life. Now, you will say, not all the time we feel dukkha leh. 对不对? That's because you mask it. Now I point out to you how he explained. We all die, right? What is the most important thing in our life? People we love, right? Right? Any of you say money? The most important thing in our life actually are the people we love and the people who love us back. Yes or no? Yes. And they will live forever? No. All will die. The wider, the bigger your family, the more deaths you will be witnessing. The more people you will leave behind. Sad, right? But that's the reality, ma. That's why the Buddha said, to be born, to grow old, fall sick, death is dukkha. Because that's a reality. But we don't think of that. I mean, who lives my mother will die, my father will die, my children will die, my husband, my wife will die. Who lives life like that? You don't. But when it happens, your whole world collapses. One part of your heaven will fall. And the more people you have, the more parts of your heaven will fall. You might have to buy an umbrella to hold up because all the heaven's dropping on you. 对不对? That's a reality, ma. Okay? Then the second thing he said, to be separated from someone you love, i.e. a good condition, not just people you love. In Pali, it says to be separated from beloved. Separated from something you appreciate is dukkha. To be stuck, trapped in something you tak boleh tahan, dukkha. Okay? Those are relationships, those are events. If you have to go and give public speaking, which you totally hate, you're stuck doing something you don't want, dukkha. Okay, it's not just people, it's also the experiences. To be trapped in a situation you don't like. Stuck in a foreign country, the plane flying, boom, boom, cannot come home. Dukkha. Can you see that? And throughout our life, these are events almost unavoidable. To be separated from something you enjoy, you love, to be stuck doing something you don't like, trapped with people you don't like, events unavoidable. To be denied what you wish. So not to get, but everything you want you can't get. dukkha. And then he ends, in short, the 5 aggregates of grasping dukkha. That one put aside. So now he introduced 5 aggregates already. And what did he say you must understand? What did he say about the first noble truth you must do? You must understand. He said that, How are you supposed to understand? A constant reminder to ourselves, the fleeting nature of life. A constant reminder, disappointment, it's okay to be expected. This will happen. It's a constant reminder. So that you do not get mesmerized, smitten, obsessed with life pleasure. If you do not engrain deep and drill it into your mind that dukkha is a reality, if you don't do that, it's very easy to be mesmerized by fleeting pleasure, temporary delights. We get mesmerized. So when he said you must understand, it's telling us constantly remind ourselves, even as we enjoy, this too will pass. Okay? This is how you're supposed to apply it. Then the second noble truth, he said, the noble truth of the origin of dukkha. The dissatisfaction is the result of us having craving, tanha, craving. Earlier on I said, internal, external. Isn't it true? We crave for what's out there because we are so in love with what's out there and we have preferences. We have so much in here. Inside is even more than outside, by the way. Your construction inside, and you have already constructed a metropolis in our head. Metropolis. New York City, no less. Not KL, okay? Too small. New York City. Better still, Shanghai. I think I'm sure the Chinese one is bigger. We construct Tokyo. Tokyo. What are we constructing? What are we constructing? Earlier on we say already. Pleasures. We are constructing pleasures. Somehow we built the building of pleasure, the tower of delight. Then chop it down, make a bigger one. We do that all the time. That's the bhava tanha. You are constructing all the time. You don't like, you destroy. Vipawa tanha, destroy, change. We do that all the time. This craving is the reason for dukkha, second noble truth. This is the one you must remember. Because in your daily life, now I keep flipping into your daily life. Every time you don't feel good, you don't feel well, you don't feel shook, it means that it's craving. Then if I don't feel shook all the time you craving. Then I feel shook. And when I feel shook already, then I don't feel shook. You got temporary respite. Then you're back to habits. We have habits very strong. Can break or not? Very hard. It needs the Eightfold Path to break. That's what it means. You need the Eightfold Path. So, the origin of dukkha, the Buddha said, has to be abandoned. Okay? This is the 4 part. Dukkha has to be understood. The craving has to be abandoned. Remember, not abandon dukkha. When we, in our regular habit, we are trying to abandon dukkha. Dukkha, go away. Go there. Dukkha, go there. No, you have to abandon craving. Okay? Remember this one, because I'm going to link this later. If you can let craving go, if craving dissipate, if it disappears, what do you feel? Relief. You have what the Buddha called nirodha, cessation. It's a temporary cessation. Anytime craving allowed to rest, anytime it rests, you have a temporary respite, temporary, because you're not Arahant yet. When you're Arahant, the respite is complete. But when you are temporary, just that short time, you feel relief. That's the Nirodha that the Buddha talked about. And what did he say you must do? Realize. Realize means when you sit and you meditate, for instance, when you sit and you meditate and you let things be, you feel better, that you must see and taste for yourself. You must realize, you must feel. Realize means you must feel it. You must experience it. Okay? Feel, experience, rejoice. You must remember. Release, cessation has to be tasted. And it has to be momentary, again and again and again. So some of you will say, oh, Nirodha happens only when you realize everything. No. If that were the case, the faith, the follower of the Dhamma will be much reduced. Because you don't feel joy all the time. You don't feel joy as you travel. You have to feel joy as you travel. Joy is very inspiring. When you feel joy, you want more. You want to sit longer, sit deeper, be wholesome, etc. You understand? Wait, I pause here. Not enough head nodding. No, Lost. Okay, I repeat. No, that's very good. I need that. No point me running, then you all trying to catch my train, then at some point my train just run off. Then you cannot follow anymore, right? Okay. I repeat again. When you temporarily let go of a craving, how do you feel? Better. Okay? You feel better. That feeling better, you must remember. Because you will experience it. Then when you experience it, you must remember. Remember as a reminder to yourself. Every time you moderate craving, you feel better. Okay? If you get to a point where you can let go of that craving, because your craving lands on that object, one object at a time, not the big craving, not yet. That one you must go into samadhi. But the small craving, the small little ones, where you go on, say, 8 precepts, and then you have, I want dinner, then you, sudahlah, shh. No dinner for you tonight. And then at some point you go, I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay. Then you feel better. Yes, you have experienced this before, you feel better. You must remember that, because that is part of realization of cessation of craving, cessation of dukkha. You must see it for yourself. Now you understand? Don't make me repeat one more time. Got it. Okay.
Why is it you stress on you must remember it?
If you don't remember, you forgot what it means. You're not inspired. When you remember, it's a joy. Then the next time it happens, you do the same thing. Memory is so that you can repeat something. I let go. So you must remember correctly. I let go, I feel better. I let go, I feel better. Then I have incentive to let go.
Wouldn't that lead to a craving to let go?
Yes, it will. But you also must let go of that craving. No. Don't think of it logically. Just know this first. Then you experience for yourself. Yes, you can have a craving of letting go, but only if you don't have right understanding. If you have right understanding, you will know any form of craving is dukkha. You must have the right understanding. You can't do something just doing it without knowing why and how. So this teaching, this guidance, you need to know why something is done, how it's done. Okay? So I repeat, the first noble truth must be understood. So periodically recall, remember, apply. People die. Don't hold too tightly. People die already, views die. No need to be so hard on yourself. Something like that lah. You do that. So you remember the first one, understand the first one properly. The second one, you understand that it's because of craving that dukkha. So you see that balance, you must see that balance. Then you learn to let go of craving. bit by bit by bit. Not one fine day, boom, Arahant, nah, Arahant. It takes a while. Gradual training, okay? When you can moderate craving, moderate, reduce. Remember what I said about the number and the intensity. Reduce the number, so you prioritize. Intensity, you release. Teach yourself to be contented. Teach yourself moderation. It will reduce the intensity. Number, intensity must go down. Okay? Reduce, you will immediately begin to feel better. Your mind must connect that dot. When I moderate, I feel better. When I hold, I feel worse. Your mind must connect that dot. This is daily life. And the fourth one, which is all the way back to the beginning, the key component of the Dhamma is the Eightfold Path. Now you must learn the Eightfold Path well until the Eightfold Path becomes a natural habit for you in daily life. I'll go into that in a while, okay? So you understand, huh? This is called right view, right perspective, right understanding, okay? Why is this important? If you don't see the correlation between dukkha, your dissatisfaction, and craving, which is of your choice. Dukkha, you didn't choose. Craving, you chose. If you cannot see the connection, you will always be helpless. Every time you feel down, you are helpless. Woe me, woe mine. Why like that? Why like that? I must have prayed to the wrong God, like that. I didn't pray enough, pray harder. Because you're trying to fix dukkha. But no, you learn to manage, moderate craving. Craving you choose, right? Craving is your choice. So you know how to handle it, right? And you learn to manage this craving, the sense of the dukkha will diminish. You understand this, huh? Okay.
Can you talk about the conditioning and the choice of
Choose
of craving? Choose.
Yes.
Conditioning and the choice that you choose.
Yes, you choose. Like, I want this, then I want that, then I want that. It's out there. I want to hear, I want to hear, I want to hear, I want to hear. It's the sound, the music. So that's the external one.
Did you consider control?
No, I didn't say control, I say choice. There's a slight difference. I'll give you an example. Okay, let's talk about thought, the one in here. When I start constructing, why you say me? Why you don't like me? Why you this? Why you like that? I construct, every time I construct, it comes up. If I didn't construct, nothing there. Then why did you construct? Because I didn't know I don't construct. You laugh, but it's true, right? And you didn't know you can construct cleverly. Why you construct based on your feeling? I angry that he say this, then she say that, they always do this to me. Woo me, woo my life so hard. Are you gao lo? You construct like that lo? But if you are learning the Dhamma, you should use the construction offered by the Buddha. So things like, these people are so nasty to me. I'm very angry. I'm so sad. They all don't like me. Do not associate, lo. Don't associate, lo. Then, if they are the type that are very angry, lots and loba dosa, you lucky cannot associate, because here is a toxic space. 你明白吗? Why you say Buddha kept saying associate with a kalyana mitta? Okay, I offer you the cradle. A lot of kalyana mitta. Why? Because kalyana mitta has the right values, with the right character, trying to do the right thing. So you go associate with this, 你的命不会那么苦. Your life will not be so hard. It will be much easier. Choice, right? Then you bring up in your mind, why you keep constructing negative thoughts? Can you not construct positive ones? I don't know how to. Now I teach you. Buddha got so many phrases. Mind is the forerunner of all mental experiences. Mind is supreme, mind made are things. You recall that. You construct that. You construct Dhamma again and again in your mind. Then your life is so much happier. That is a choice. Okay? Yeah, but I don't know how to. You must try at least one time. Don't come and sit down there, it cannot be done. Centuries of people have done it. You special snowflake. You cannot do it. Centuries of people have used the Dhamma to bring joy and light in their life. You don't want to do it, you stubborn. Meaning not enough faith. Okay, when I say you're stubborn, it means you don't have enough faith in the Buddha. Your faith is in yourself. That's why you want to do it your way. If you have faith in the Buddha, you use the Buddha's way. It is faith in yourself, then well done. Annie's way, Amy's way, I'm going by ABC, okay? Beatrice's way, whatever. Candy's way, it's your way. But what instead you should have is the Dhamma way. Okay, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha way. That's what you should have. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha way. Then Buddha got way, meh? Buddha's life is an experience, it's a story, it's a history for you to look at. You want to be inspired by the Buddha, you have to know his life. How he made choices. What went through his mind when he was making those choices. The Dhamma way is use the guidance in the Dhammapada verses, in the Suttas Nikayas. Those will be the Dhamma way. The Sangha way, well practiced, upright practice, practice in accordance with the teaching, practice for Nibbana. That's the Sangha way. So if you want to go by your way, congratulations, boy. Dukkha your way. You want to go by the Buddha Dhamma Sangha way, dukkha will start to fade. Okay? It's just like that. Okay. So the Noble Truths now, so this is there are 4 of them, right? Noble Truth of Dukkha, Noble Truth of the arising of Dukkha is a result of your craving inside, outside. Every time you moderate, you feel better. You must remember that. So you learn how to moderate. You learn how to reduce craving. And you must experience dukkha softening. That's the correlation you want. When I moderate, I teach myself to be content, to make do, I feel better. That's the realization you want. So you can connect that. And the way to make it into a pattern, a habit of behavior, use the Buddha's frame. His is a frame so that it's easy to remember. A frame, they're together, they're cohesive, they're coherent, they're together and very consistent, and I can remember. If you don't use a frame, you will forget, which one comes after this? Cannot, they're all over the place. But a frame, you remember 5 points, 6 points, 7 points. Okay, plenty of points. But you can choose your own points. Okay, this is called right view. If your daily life does not go by this habit, this view, craving, dukkha, moderation of craving, reduce dukkha. If it doesn't go by that frame, you are going by your way. But once you have this as a frame, it must become habit. Habit. Because they're rewiring, you're rewriting. If you don't rewrite, it's not habit. That's why the Dhamma doesn't click for you. If it becomes habit in daily life, it will click. It's very automatic. So this is right view. What's the next one? Right intention. Sankappa. Okay? Let me explain right intention here. This is upstream. It is in the mind. So if, let's say, you are saying moderation is the right thing to do, then your mind, when it starts to make choices, this is where the choice comes in. Sankappa is your choice. The thinking starts. what would your choice be? Moderation, right? That's why the first one says nekkhamma, renunciation. Don't see it as a big word. Renounce, therefore Sangha life. No, renunciation as a start point is moderation. Moderation, taming, slowing down, letting go, letting be. That is the start. If your view is correct, wouldn't that be your instinct? Moderation becomes your instinct. If your view stays with our conventional way, more is good, there is better. Best, if that's your view, then got moderation or not? No. That's how it works. If your view is right, automatically you will start to say, it's okay, let be. It's okay. Actually. Okay? You will do that, let be, moderation, it's okay. You will start to say that. So that's the first one. If you do that, if you start to say moderation, contentment, letting be, if you start to do that, what's the next thing? You're feeling pleasant, unpleasant? Pleasant. Pleasant feeling, is there ill will? No. Don't have. But if you have desires, wanting, things must be gold standard, will you have agitation? Yes. Therefore, ill will arises. They are connected. Okay? Now that you have no ill will, you are feeling very good, will you be mean and cruel? No, you're not perverse. You will not be mean and cruel. You will be nice and friendly and kind. 对不对? So that's why all road must start from the correct view, the correct perspective, the correct understanding. Because when you start from there, you will learn moderation and contentment. You will make do. You will be generally, you will be more pleasant. You feel relatively more peaceful. Therefore, no ill will. No ill will, you will not be cruel, you'll be kind. That's the upstream. Okay, you all know upstream, downstream, right? That's the upstream, that's all in the mind, that's all happening up here. Now comes the expression. Expression. Because of how you see things, how you perceive things, how you relate to things, the words will come out, right? The expression. Speech, action. The words will come out. This becomes living Dhamma, application Dhamma. The words will come out kind, thoughtful. You will not have so many things to say. Because so many things to say must be driven by so many things in the mind. Unless you tell me half the time you're talking mindlessly, which may happen, of course. But if you do not have a lot of desires, a lot of chasing, there will not be that many things you want to say. Okay? So when it comes to downstream speech and action, it really relates to the component parts in the mind. If you lean towards the wholesome, your speech becomes pleasant, truthful, beneficial, start point kindness, and timely. It becomes like that. Okay? Beneficial, spoken gently in a timely way. Okay? Not shoot all over the place, mindlessly. The result of a messy mind. Okay? And then the action also, you will undertake action that is not hurtful to others. I don't spend a lot of time on these two parts, speech and action. I don't spend a lot of time because you should know better. Once I get the right view and the right leaning, inclining, right thought, if I get that right, it will, as I said, it will translate into speech and action. And I don't have to worry too much about that downstream. Okay? I'll go back upstream again. History, back to history. When the Buddha taught this, oh, by the way, sorry, noble truth, the first noble truth must be understood. Second noble truth must be abandoned What are you abandoning? Craving. Third noble truth must be realize the relief that you feel when craving gets moderated. You must feel it, you must experience it, you must remember it. Okay? The fourth noble truth must be cultivated, developed. So again, you need to constantly remember the first and second noble truth, the third noble truth. Right cultivation, right view. You have to count. What it means is it is not familiar yet. It is not instinct yet. So you constantly remind yourself of the noble truth so that over time it becomes your instinct. If it doesn't settle into your instinct, that craving is unquenchable. But when it becomes your instinct, the first and second noble truth, first, second, and third noble truth, when it becomes your instinct, your moderation habit becomes instinctive. The moderation habit. Okay? This you must know for yourself. I cannot sit in your mind and 好像这个不对嘞，这个不对. I cannot do that to you. You have to feel for yourself. Your clue is your feeling. Whether or not moderation is taking place, whether your craving is taming, the clue is how often you feel the dukkha, the bosong, the not right, a little bit not right, a little bit also got craving. However subtle your craving, however subtle that dukkha. Okay, that's it. That's what you must remember. So you must learn moderation. Okay, so when the Buddha explained this to the first five ascetics, they didn't get it. Not like you all got it. you all. you understood, right? You sort of understand. Not that difficult, right? You got it, right? But they didn't. Only one got it. They got it in the sense, it's not that they are not smart. Of course they were smart. They got it. But it didn't hit hard. Because they still cannot let go of holding. So they are going for the big prize. We all get to understanding. They understood. But it didn't hit hard. You know what's holding them back? There's only one who got it. Kondanya was the only one who entered stream. Okay, this is an important part. When you say someone enters stream, what does it mean? Did you know? It means they break the first fetter, which is always called Sakaya Ditti, right? It means he was the only one who let go of self. It's like all of you understood the Four Noble Truths. Very difficult, meh? Not that difficult. You understood. But you haven't let go of self. So you haven't entered stream lah. That's what it means. If you have not let go of the self, you haven't entered the stream. Kondanya let go of that self. He was the first to enter the stream. The others understood broadly the teaching, but couldn't let go of self. So they didn't enter that stream. Get it? The Buddha had to go back to his drawing board. Okay? He has to go back to planning. And it took him a few days. If you're familiar with the the history of the Buddha Sasana, you will know. He didn't like, okay, afternoon lesson. He didn't do that. He went, okay, get it. Move on with life. So it is said in the Vinaya, it said that 2 of them go out for alms, the 3 of them will learn with him, then 3 of them will go for alms, 2 and so they had a few days together. Then he came again. This time around, what did he teach? Anatta Lakkana Sutta. Okay, this is the second one he taught. The title tells you he was tackling one thing. Self. Because Atta means the self, the soul, the essence of me, the being. Anatta Lakkana means the characteristics of soullessness. So the second sutta, actually, people think of it as handling tilakkhana, 3 characteristics. No. He was tackling specifically anatta, soullessness. The other 2 characteristics are given. You have to be very dumb not to see. The other 2, very easy. What are the 2? Impermanent, dukkha. Now I explain. Follow, okay? Because we will end with only these 2, go for lunch and come back for anatta. Because if we're going to anatta, it's going to take a while. Okay, we'll do this 2 first. I know, we just had lunch. Just had tea. Maybe we push lah, we push. Okay. We push a bit, Okay. He asked. So first and foremost, you need to understand how the sutta went, the second sutta. The second sutta happened because in Dhammacakka, 5 of them, of the 5, 4 of them couldn't let go of self. Okay, they couldn't let go, so they held on to it, no stream entry. He then used now specific 5 aggregates of grasping, the 5 grasping aggregates. He used the 5 grasping aggregates to guide them to see anatta. Okay? Then he asked the first question, and then you all pretend to be the ascetics. Okay? He said, form, permanent or impermanent? Did you feel it, or you just recite happily because that's the correct answer? Feel it. No, feel it. Feel your form. Impermanent. You feel it, feel it.
I fall every day.
Fair form, color change, internal organ shifting. For those of you biologically inclined, you know your bone marrow replacing every day. No, not every day. Don't know how many days. I'm not a biologist, but I know they replace. Okay, muscles change. I want you to feel it. Okay, there must be that thoughtful moment. You go, impermanent. Okay, because it's impermanent. Because it is impermanent, dukkha or sukha?
Dukkha.
You feel it or not?
Yes.
This part you must feel. Because people die. Because we are falling apart. At 60, I tell you, we are falling apart. When I'm still around at 70, I'll tell you 4 more. We've fallen more apart, okay? Reflect on your family, loved ones. Reflect on your own form. Actually, that's how it works. Because it's impermanent, dukkha. So this is the second way he explains dukkha.
I thought because this is impermanent and we want it permanent, then it becomes
No need. Both. But that version is for the first sutta, the Dhammacakka. Because it's impermanent dukkha. Yes, there is that craving in you. That also matters. But the very fact, he was very sure, because it's impermanent, dukkha or sukha, you must see that direct correlation. Now we come feeling, because all the aggregates, what are the 5? Form, feeling, perception, mental formations. I give you a new word, narratives. Narrative construction, okay? Narratives. My own word. I patent one, cannot suka. So next time you use it, you must say, Sylvia say so, okay? A joke, okay? Go ahead. Narratives, consciousness. Consciousness. So now let's look at feeling. Feeling, permanent, impermanent? Impermanent. How impermanent? So impermanent. So transient. So fleeting. Cannot even stand. This one is really very clear. Feel it. You must feel it. Register deeply. Feeling, 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 feeling. Dukkha, right?
Yes.
Because nothing's static. No, when it's painful, it go away, go away. But when it's pleasant, because we seek pleasure, remember? We go back to this first point. Humans seek pleasure. Whatever pleasure is impermanent. Dukkha, sukha. Oh, so dukkha. Yeah? Perception, your view, your memory, very impermanent. It keeps pong, 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 pong. Because if you look, okay, I want you all to just stand. And I want you to look around the room. Go. Look around the room. How much perception is registering? So much, right? Left lah, right lah, front lah, back lah. Everywhere you turn, there is a perception going on. If you were to hold on to your perception, you'll go crazy. Now that's where you get deranged. So the mind knows how to filter and stop it. Okay? You can focus on one thing at a time. Very impermanent. It's dukkha. Because nothing stays. Then comes narratives lagi. You can see for yourself the narrative changing. Your thoughts keep forming. As faster that I can click. Together, feeling, perception, narratives, all four together forms consciousness. Consciousness sits on these four. Without these four, no consciousness. Remember that. Very impermanent, very fleeting. Yes or no? Where's your atta? Where? Where? In the form? In the feeling? In the perception? You kept telling me it's impermanent. Where is atta? That's how the Buddha taught them. Impermanent, dukkha, sukha, dukkha. Impermanent and dukkha, fit to be called atta. That's when they went, no, no. And then for them, that's when they got it. That's when they let go of the atta. I'm just telling you history. I know you still hold on. It's okay. That's why we need to do more work, right? But you think about it. No, just sit back and you feel it. Form, impermanent, fleeting. Feeling, impermanent. Perception, impermanent. Narratives, the thoughts that keep forming, impermanent. So fleeting. Consciousness sitting on all five, just as fleeting. Where is atta? Where does it sit? For 1 minute you got stuck. Am I correct? For 1 minute there, you went, where's the self? Which part? If it's all flipping, where's the self? So actually that's how he taught the monk. And the first 5 monks, all arahant from this exercise. Because it worked, the Dharma lasts for this long. Because it worked. Then for the next 45 years, all his teaching comes under these 2 parts. Get you to realize and see ultimate reality. What is ultimate reality? The impermanence, dukkha nature, anatta nature of your aggregates. That's ultimate reality. I repeat, is the impermanent, dukkha, anatta, soullessness, selflessness, nature of your 5 aggregates. Why is 5 aggregates so important? Because there is no reality for all of us. There is no reality beyond the 5 aggregates. The reality the Buddha is interested in is how you experience the world. You experience the world via 5 aggregates. Yes or no? Yes. Because I feel. Because first I got a form. I can look into the mirror, see a form. Then this form, it has feeling and sensation and therefore it connects with the world out there and the world in here. The feeling and sensation, feeling is sensation. Touching, you don't drop, okay? Sensation. Because I have a sensation of the world out there, there is a world. I have a sensation by construction in here, there is a world. The world out there, the world in here, based on sensation. Don't underestimate this sensation, it's very powerful. It drags you by the nose. Your feeling, your choices, what you incline towards, all driven by the sensation. Okay? One is by the sensation. Two is by the memory of that sensation. The memory, 对不对? I like to eat this food. Why? Because the food give me pleasure. Right now you tasting it, meh? No, you're recalling. I recall the pleasure, I go after that food. So what are you going after? The sensation and the memory of that sensation. Get it? One is Vedana, feeling. The other one is perception, Sanya. Those are the two aggregates now. So you got a form to experience the world out there. You have the sensation and the memory of the sensation to enrich your world. Agree? That is your reality. Then you have construction ability. We are all super duper construction worker. All migrant workers, all very happy. Okay? From different parts of the world. Different parts of the world. We all migrant worker. We construct thoughts. This construction capability is what you use to bring out memory, to plan for the future, to chong all over the place, but stay here. Okay? This construction ability is very powerful one. Can go as far back into the distant future. Some of you even go to the next life, previous life. To me, that's not very wise. But yes, it goes all the way to the previous life. Then, well, guess what? It can plan all the way to the future. I'm going to be serving the Buddhist community for lives after lives after lives. You plan until the millennium future. But now, not his job. I forgot. Construction, it doesn't focus on now. Why? Why doesn't it focus on now? You tell me. Very good. Because it doesn't know how to experience pleasant in the moment. It is more interested in the strong pleasure or the pain. It's very strange. It is obsessed about the pain. Okay? So it obsesses about pleasure and pain, past, the present a bit, the future. Kaking, future. You get it? Our habits go like this. Clearly, we're not looking at the slides at all. But the slides are there for you all to follow eventually. But this is more interesting, right? You get this. This is important, okay? So you begin to understand construction. How much of our world is constructed? Only you know. Actually, our world is very much constructed. We construct for pleasure. We construct to re-experience pain. We keep constructing. And this construction capability is driven by one force, Ta-da! Craving. Very good. Who said that? Very good. Okay, somebody said it. Very good. If your craving is little, the construction bo seng li, no business, wouldn't happen. That's why for the Buddha, very often you see in the sutta, the word says, a thought arises. Meaning he got no thoughts. Nothing's happening until something arises. And usually it's driven by a desire to help. Okay, the thought arises only to help. As a demonstration of his compassion. So as he was dying, remember, as he was dying, he recalled, tell Chunda, last meal offered to the Buddha, first meal, the last meal offered before he became a Buddha, last meal offered just before Parinibbana, most meritorious. The thought arose out of compassion, not out of desire. Our pattern of thought is desire. Okay? If we lie dying, the thought arises, I want to eat this. Out of desire. They eat one mouthful, let's go get that. You will buy up the hawker center. So our thoughts driven by desire, craving. Buddha's last thought arises out of compassion. Okay? Not out of desire. So the construction, repeat, construction very often is driven by craving. Now, you may think craving's bad, right? So are we bad people? No. Craving is just craving. When your craving deals with harming another, then that's evil. Not nice, not nice. But when your craving is driven by a desire out of care for another, you will say that's okay. No, it's still craving. So let's say you are anxious, you are worried for your child, your husband, a loved one. You're rarely worried for a stranger. So it's usually someone you know and you care about, so worry arises. You're not a bad person, but your worry sits on your attachment. So a lot of thoughts, Can you see that? And the same. If you want to celebrate Wesak, back to our Wesak celebration. When we celebrate Wesak, we want it to be the most meaningful Wesak for all our members. Oh, jialat liao. Then we worry that we're doing it wrong. Then we worry that we're not meeting the people's expectation. Then natural, because it means a lot to us. So if you are engaged in Buddhist activities, you must always remember wholesome state. Then what comes, comes. Wholesome state means you will give your best, because you're being generous. Just give, just support, do your best. Then conditions, condition. It comes, comes. Okay? Right. Anatta's not finished yet. Shall we break here? And then we do anatta later.